Welcome back for another deep dive with us. Sometimes you stumble upon like a little offhand comment, or like a joke, and it kind of like reveals this underlying tension or anxiety.
Right.
And that's what we're looking at today.
Yeah.
We had a listener send us this clip. It's from a popular news program.
Okay.
And it features this really lively debate.
Oh, cool.
Between Julie Roginski, who's like a top Democratic strategist, and then Katie Frast, who's like a Republican counterpart.
Got it.
And what's interesting is that they were talking about this joke that former President Trump made.
Oh.
About Elon Musk being president.
Okay.
And he even like threw in this little jab about like a birther conspiracy.
Oh, wow.
Like almost like a play on that whole thing.
Bringing that back.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, haha, you know.
Yeah.
But it seemed to like tap into this like real concern about Elon Musk and his growing political influence.
It's really fascinating because, like, this isn't some backroom deal.
Right.
This is Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Like, one of the most public figures in the world. And his actions are really kind of sparking this debate about, like, the nature of power in this digital age.
Right.
And what makes it really interesting is this recent situation with the bipartisan infrastructure bill.
Yes.
Where he kind of stepped in.
Yes.
And derailed it.
Yeah, and some people were criticizing that as like a giveaway.
Right.
To certain industries.
Yeah, exactly.
So now it's like, are these unelected billionaires now shaping like actual legislation?
Yeah, it's not just him voicing his opinion.
Right.
Like, it had consequences.
Yes, exactly.
You know, Roginski is saying he basically called the shots for the Republicans.
And she brought up like the Speaker of the House even like acknowledging Musk's involvement in like scuttling the deal.
Wow, okay.
And then she even went further and was like, when have we ever seen like a George Soros or a Mark Zuckerberg like dictating legislative action?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like in this way.
Yeah. It's interesting how Roginski is pointing to this potential like shift in how power works.
Yes.
Like traditionally we've seen, you know, wealthy individuals exerting influence through like campaign donations or lobbying efforts.
Exactly.
But Musk is different. He's leveraging like his massive online platform to kind of shake public opinion and get support.
Yes.
And it's almost like bypassing those traditional channels.
Right.
So is this like a new form of soft power?
Yeah.
Where it's not about official positions or money.
Right.
But about like having this attention and mobilizing people online.
That's a really good point.
It's something that, you know, Soros or Zuckerberg never like quite achieved in the same way.
Right, exactly.
It's very interesting.
So how does the other side sell this?
Well, Frost frames it completely differently.
Okay.
She sees it as like democracy in action.
Oh, okay.
She's saying that Musk just amplified the concerns of citizens who saw this infrastructure bill as this wasteful giveaway.
Right.
And she even compared it to Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay.
And her ability to like mobilize her fans.
The Swifties.
The Swifties, exactly. Like, why don't we celebrate this kind of engagement when it aligns with conservative viewpoints?
But is that really a fair comparison, though?
Yeah.
Like getting people excited for a pop star versus like influencing these really complex policy decisions?
Right.
Seems like there's a difference in like scale and impact.
You hit on a key point there.
Okay.
Because Frost's argument really makes us ask, are these digital platforms just amplifying existing political views, or are they actually shaping them? Like, are they neutral, or are they biased towards certain viewpoints?
Yeah, are they just like a conduit, or is it more than that?
Exactly. And if they do favor certain voices, how do we make sure that there's like fair and balanced political discussion?
Yeah, in this like new digital world.
In this digital age. Yeah.
These are really big questions to think about.
Yeah.
But before we get too philosophical, let's bring it back to what Musk actually did. Like what sparked all this controversy?
Well, he went on Twitter.
Okay.
His platform of choice.
Right.
And he criticized the deal.
Yeah.
He framed it as like bad for his followers.
Okay.
And he essentially bypassed the traditional media.
Interesting.
And just went straight to millions of people.
Yeah.
And urged them to contact their representatives.
Oh, wow.
And say no to the deal.
Wow.
And you combine that direct appeal with the way social media algorithms work.
Right.
And it created this huge public pressure that ultimately helped kill the deal.
So we're not just talking about ideas here.
Right.
It's like a real example of how these platforms can be used for political action.
Absolutely.
Like he could bypass the media, speak directly to millions of people, and shape the narrative in a way that we've just never seen before.
And this isn't just an isolated incident. This is part of a bigger trend where individuals with these huge online platforms are having more and more influence in politics. So we have to really reconsider these traditional power structures and think about how influence is changing in this digital age.
It feels like we're in uncharted territory here.
Yeah.
And this whole debate about Elon Musk is just the beginning.
Absolutely. Yeah, it really is uncharted territory. Like, we're seeing how power works changing, and it's happening so fast.
It makes you wonder, like, are these people like Musk with their huge online following, are they becoming, like, more powerful than our actual elected officials?
I don't know if it's more powerful, but it's definitely a different kind of power. Like, think about it. Elected officials get their authority from, like, democratic processes.
And they're accountable
to their constituents. Right, exactly. But these influencers, like Musk, their power comes from getting attention and shaping the conversation. They don't have to play by the same rules. And that's what makes them so influential. But also potentially, like, a problem.
It's interesting how both Roginski and Frost, even though they're from opposite sides, they both say that Musk has an impact. They just see it in totally different ways.
Exactly. That's what makes this debate so interesting. Like, Roginski sees what Musk did as dangerous. Like, it's a threat to democracy. She's saying that this much influence from one unelected person, it undermines accountability, and it could even mess up the whole political process.
She's basically saying who should be in charge. Elected officials or billionaires with a Twitter account. But then Frost sees it as like grassroots activism. Like Musk just gave a voice to the people who felt ignored by the system.
And let them speak out against a deal they thought was bad.
But it makes you wonder about this digital grassroots movement. Is it really organic? Or is it manipulated?
Is it astroturfing?
Like, are these online movements really what the people want? Or are they easily swayed by, like, misinformation and stuff?
That's a great question. And it all ties into this bigger concern.
About social media in general.
Exactly, about social media and how it shapes what people think.
We've seen how it can spread lies, amplify extreme views, and even, like, cause violence.
These platforms are amazing for connecting people, but they're also really powerful tools that can be used for good or bad.
Seems like a tough balance.
It is. It's tricky. How do we keep free speech, but also prevent online influence from getting out of control?
It feels like we're dealing with this huge challenge of the digital age. Like, how do we make our democracy work when power is so spread out and influence can come from anywhere?
It's a challenge we can't ignore. We need to ask some hard questions about technology and democracy.
Like what kinds of questions?
Well, like, how do we make sure things are transparent and accountable online? How do we stop people from manipulating information? And how do we help people become better citizens who can understand this complex digital world?
Like, we need new skills for the internet age.
Exactly. Digital literacy. Not just for individuals, but for everyone.
Like how to think critically, spot bias, and understand how algorithms work.
You're getting it.
Okay, good.
It's not just about what individuals do, though. We need to look at the bigger systems.
Like the platforms themselves.
Like, how do we design them to encourage good conversations and stop the spread of bad stuff?
And then there's regulation.
Exactly. How do we regulate these platforms without killing innovation or free speech?
It seems like we're at a crossroads.
I think so. We can either let technology shape us without really understanding what's happening.
Or we can try to shape the digital world that we want.
Exactly. The choices we make today will affect democracy in the future. This is a conversation everyone needs to be a part of.
Not just the tech people.
Not just tech people, right? Policymakers, educators, everyday people.
It feels like we're at this point where we need to wake up and realize that we're all in this together. And that we can decide what our digital world looks like.
That's a powerful thought.
It's easy to get lost in the details, you know, when we talk about, like, algorithms and platforms and all that. But stepping back for a second. This whole Musk thing really shows us this bigger question. Like, how do we as a society adapt to all this? Like this changing information landscape.
That's the big question, isn't it? Like, technology changes so fast.
Yeah.
It's always been hard to keep up with what it all means.
Right. But the internet, like, sped everything up.
Oh, yeah.
It's like warp speed now.
Absolutely.
And we're still figuring out social media.
Right.
And now we've got AI coming in hot.
Exactly. Like, even more disruption.
It's like we're always trying to catch up, trying to understand how these tools change everything.
Yeah.
Our world, our relationships, even how we see ourselves.
And the stakes are high. We're not just talking about technology here.
Right.
We're talking about democracy, how we govern human connection.
Okay, so where do we even start?
Right.
How do we navigate this? It's overwhelming.
It is. It is overwhelming.
Right.
And there are no easy answers.
Right.
But I think the first step is to remember this isn't just about technology.
Okay.
This is about us. This is about humans. We built this stuff.
Right.
We have the power to decide how we use it.
That's true. It's easy to think that technology is like this outside force, like it's controlling us.
Yeah.
But we're making the choices.
We are.
What we watch, what we read, how we use these platforms, we value online.
And those choices have consequences.
Yeah, that's true.
We need to be more thoughtful about our relationship with technology.
Okay.
What kind of digital world do we want? What values matter? And how can we use these tools to make a better world? Like a more fair, more equal, more informed society.
Those are really big questions.
They are.
And it shows that we need to work together.
Yes. This isn't just for experts to figure out.
Right.
We need to talk about this everywhere. At home, in school, with our friends.
Yeah, like a collective wake-up call.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're all in this together.
We're all in the same boat.
And we can decide what our digital world looks like.
That's powerful.
It is. It's both kind of scary and exciting.
Right. Scary because the problems are huge.
Yeah.
But exciting because it means we have a say.
We do. We're not just along for the ride.
So as we wrap up our deep dive on this, I hope you don't feel discouraged.
Yeah.
But like you're ready to do something.
Exactly. The digital age has challenges, but it also has amazing possibilities.
Right. It's a call to action for all of us.
Yeah.
To learn more, to get involved, and to be more mindful about how we shape our digital world.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for joining us. Keep asking questions, keep learning.
Yes.
And keep talking about this stuff.
Absolutely.